It all started for me on a balmy day in the fall of 1950 in the quiet Kansas town of Topeka, when a mild-mannered black man took his plump 7-year-old daughter by the hand and walked briskly 4 blocks from their home to the all-white school and tried without success to enroll his child.
She woke up in the morning and headed to school. They didn't let her in and called her a fool. Then to face what you call racial discrimination, her case became known as Brown versus Board of Education. It began with the case of Plessy versus Ferguson, separate but equal, and set a bad precedent. In the present tense, they voted unanimously that segregation was neither for you and neither for me. Now let's backtrack and break it down. It started with the 14th, that's not all around. We'll focus on one clause, and that's equal protection for all of y'alls. No state can deny to any person with its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws, as it states in the Constitution. Yeah, it was in the Constitution. Before the case was heard, the Chief Justice died. Eisenhower chose to replace him with a better guy. Earl Warren stepped in and he knew what to do. Soon this case would set something brand new. When you're given the facts, you gotta choose the right thing to do. Given the facts, you gotta choose the right thing to do. Given the facts, you gotta choose the right thing to do. Given the facts, you gotta choose the right thing to prove.
At the Supreme Court level, the case was consolidated with similar cases and argued in terms of the psychological damage brought about by segregation in public education. Experts from the psychiatric community were pulled in to examine whether or not segregation, in fact, served to break a youngster's morale and block the development of a strong, positive self-concept so essential to educational progress.
In a 9-0 decision with no dissenting position, the court looked at the facts and provided their lawful provision. They ruled that separate but equal was actually fully evil and has no place as it's inherently unequal. They didn't use it past, they used social science studies. They set a new precedent and that's what we study. They looked at the facts to help them. That sounds like the chorus, doesn't it? Well, they looked at the facts and they chose the right thing to do. Studied the facts and they chose the right thing to do. We gave them the facts and they chose the right thing to do. And now look at that, they chose the right thing to prove.
I didn't understand what was happening then, but it was clear that Brown versus the Board of Education was a necessary victory. It might have been a little flame, but it served to set off a mighty flame. I ran across a quote in a new book that I believe says it all. It is not the treatment of a people that degrades them, but their acceptance of it. Thank you.